So in the previous lesson, you learned that using a union type, we can say a variable or a function parameter can be one of many types, right? Now we have another technique for combining types called intersection. So instead of a vertical bar, use an ampersand. And now this type represents an object that is both a number and a string at the same time. Now, technically, this is impossible. We cannot have an object that is both a number and a string at the same time. So let's look at a more realistic example. I'm going to use our type alias to define a new custom type called draggable. So this represents an object that can be dragged on the screen. Now, what properties or methods do we need in a draggable object? Well, at least we need a method called drag, which takes no arguments and returns void. Now, similarly, we're going to define another type called resizable. And here we need a resize method that should take two parameters like the new width and the new height. But for simplicity, let's get rid of all that noise and just add no parameters and say this method returns void. Okay? So now we have two separate types, and using an intersection type, we can combine them into a new type. So we can define a new type called UI widget, which is draggable and resizable. So this is an intersection type. Now with this type in place, we can declare a variable called textbox, which is a UI widget. Now to initialize this object, we need to implement all members of draggable and resizable objects. So we need to implement the drag and resize methods. So drag is a simple method, and so is the resize method. So this is type intersection in action.